Julian,
Ali,
let's get weird.
woo!
Get weird.
Yeah, I'm always weird.
That's
Get
not
weird.
weird. That's sexual harassment.
Get weird.
Yeah.
Chris,
Oh.
that's not okay.
Stop.
Me too. Now. That was a lot of layers to that joke.
What joke?
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm normally asking.
Okay. Well, in weird news this week, so much has happened.
It's a lady making a cake.
If you have heard
Baking?
of
There's two of them. They look pretty similar.
Meow Disco Gamma
Meow
Meow Meow,
Meow Ludo Disco Game.
he's come back
That one.
once again. Well, and if you live in New South Wales like we do, you'd know that you'd probably need something like this to get around.
He's holding up an opal card.
It's
if
an
you're,
opal card.
Listening to a podcast.
If you're listening or watching, this is an opal card.
So I have to make a mandatory joke every year.
Stop doing that.
I was for the audio listeners.
Yeah, we heard.
Okay, good.
We heard your opal.
Got it.
So it's basically for ease of access. So you get to and from, jump on the train, jump on the ferry, jump on the whatever, and you tap on and you tap off. Now this guy, Mr. Meow Meow, has taken it a whole new level. He's cracked it open, taken the chip, and put it in his arm.
Alright.
Wow.
What a legend, I say.
Yeah, he seems to just be beating the system, and I am all for that, especially when it comes to public transport.
Oh yes, everybody hates public transport in New South
Because
Wales.
let's not get two hospitals. Let's charge more people for riding the bus, right?
How is he beating the
Exactly.
system?
Well, he's
Yeah,
not
but-
beating the system. He's still paying for it.
Okay, right.
So he scans his arm as he walks in to get the train.
He's
He
beating the
scans his
system of
arm
having to have a wallet.
How inconvenient is this?
But
Man, cards fill up.
what happened this week is he was issued a fine for not having a valid ticket.
What a joke.
So the person on the train who goes around and checks the tickets checked him
I
and
assume so.
I'm assuming refused to scan his hand.
Which refused to scan his
Which
hand.
is dumb, because like they don't even look at the card. They just scan the card.
Yeah,
So they
and
could have
the
just
thing
scanned
tells
his
you
hand.
everything. Yeah.
Yep.
So
But
if
he
the
didn't
man
have
was
a valid
blind,
ticket.
it all would have been fine.
Yeah, totally.
Ali, that's what I'm saying.
I don't
Technically, he's right. It's just a really weird thing to say.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But anyway. Well, so, and he got issued a fine for not having a valid ticket. So,
You're not supposed to tamper with your opal cards.
That's correct.
That's
Yeah.
the rules.
that's the stance they have.
Because I think it remains the property of them. I think it says on the back of your card, this remains the property of
Government New South
government.
Wales.
Yeah,
New
it's
South
the
Wales
property of
Transport.
transport for New South Wales.
Yep. And it's not a valid ticket if you tamper.
So I mean,
with it.
technically, he did tamper with something that's not his.
Yeah. That's true.
I guess.
It's all in the fine
But
print.
he is taking
You
it to a whole
know,
new level.
let's handcuff
Ease of access.
innovation. Let's go back to the friggin' 1984, where the
You know-
cameras of the government's everywhere. Like, frig.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
not
let's
allowed
go
to
back to that
invent
fictional
stuff.
book.
We can do that.
Why did we ever leave that book? Sad.
Well,
It's cold
sticking
out
on the lines of public transport, beautiful Sydney Harbour got a new...
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes, beautiful. Sydney Harbour got a new ferry this past week.
I love riding the ferry.
I love the ferry.
Because they
Did
just
you
got rid
use
of
your
some
Opal
of them.
card?
You do need an opal card to get on connection. So, as they do, take it to the public to see how they can name the ferry.
Did they
The
hold a
public has
plebiscite?
spoken. Huh?
I didn't know this was happening. Did
I
you guys
didn't know
this was
either.
happening?
Me
I would
neither.
have loved to have voted.
It
Yeah.
seems like it.
I wouldn't have voted for
I thought the
thing
vote
we
was in
got.
England.
No. This is for a completely different boat.
I'll give you some backstory.
But the same thing
It was
happened.
an earlier
Exactly.
vessel.
Okay.
Well,
The
similar.
joke was done last year in England.
and
Many
Australia
times.
just ripped it off.
Yeah.
Well, so what happened was the public spoke and they decided to name the ferry FerryMcFerryface. I love Australia. And now there's all these uproars and people voting against it saying no, they're taking it as a joke. We can't name it FerryMcFerryface.
What are you talking about? The people have spoken.
The people have spoken.
They
right,
said
aren't
with
they?
one voice, "We are idiots. Stop asking us
$100
things."
million on this, and people have spoken.
I think it's a good name.
I think it's a great name.
Yeah, but it is a bit of a spin-off because
It's just.
earlier this year, or was it last
It
year,
was last year.
when in England they had a new ferry and they asked the public to vote, and they suggested Boaty McBoatface.
Which is so much better. Bodie McBoatface is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? We might have
And it
a
was
second
the
chance at
first
voting,
one.
guys.
Huh?
And it was like the
That
original
was the
joke.
original.
It's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're just like copying England.
Yeah, I know.
That's been our problem for like 200 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we try to copy England, but then we follow America.
Yeah.
True.
Right.
Can't we just do our own
McBoatface.
thing? What's wrong?
Yeah. Can't we make a new joke?
That is amazing.
Well, we might have another opportunity because I'm waiting for, if you live in somewhere west or northwest of the city in Sydney, you'd know that there's a new rail link coming.
Hey,
Northwest
you're
Rail.
Good
Trainee
to talk about this
McFerryface?
because you work
Do
for
they
the
name
enemy on
trains?
this one, don't you?
I've never
Not
seen
anymore.
a train with a name.
So,
Do they name them?
I'm hoping we get the chance to name this one.
They should. Hey,
They
We
just have
should-
like HL20 on the side or something.
it'd just be
like that.
Thomas, or like Thomas. There's Thomas. No.
Thomas.
Boaty.
No, but
The
Thomas
Northwest
is a tank
Rail
engine.
link.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You can't name one of
Trains
these
have
ones.
engines.
It's literally Thomas the tank engine.
I don't think anyone would care except
Yeah.
you.
What are you going to call him?
I don't
Thomas,
think anyone
Thomas
would-
the electrically powered engine?
don't
Got him.
Don't think anyone cares.
But if somebody's listening and is interested in starting a campaign to name the Northwest Rail link, we should do it. Get on it. We'll all vote. We'll give our suggestions of names.
I won't.
You're not invited.
Jono's such a rebel.
What do you want to call the ferry, Jono?
I don't want to call a ferry anything. I have no opinion on a ferry's name.
What about a train's name?
HL204.
I don't know.
That's a good one.
I had
Classic.
I'd call it
Percy.
Balto or something.
the fat
I'd
controller.
call it Choo Choo McChoo-Choo-Face.
New trains don't chew, Julian.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
They go choo choo.
They hum.
They go.
They hum.
oh, those definitely Sydney trains.
I expect the new ones should sound a bit better than that. Hopefully.
I doubt it.
Hopefully they don't sound anything.
I think
You
they're getting
shouldn't
made.
hear.
Aren't they made in like Italy or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
They're gonna get
Italy.
there somewhere. Yeah.
exactly.
Classic.
Well, that's
They'll
it
be
for
red
public
and they'll go
transport.
really
I have
fast.
one more weird story for you.
Let's get weird.
Imagine taking a
already
stroll
weird.
through
Mhm.
the fields,
I've done that.
brushing your fingers along the grass.
Russell Crowe.
Next minute, you lick your finger. What do you taste? Salt and vinegar chips.
What? I don't know. You haven't explained it very well.
And that's exactly what
I'm very
happened.
confused about the whole situation right now.
So
I read the story and I'm lost.
So, earlier this week, there's some scientists out in the fields in WA. What they were doing there, who knows? Apparently, they're doing some tests on this grass.
Probably science.
Probably
some sort of
potheads, right?
science. Yeah, they were testing the grass. And then
we'll test the grass
one
later.
of the scientists, we're going to church later. I'm going to pray for him. One of the scientists licked his fingers and he's like, "Dude, do you taste that? Salt and vinegar chips."
Go
He
on.
wants you to stop tapping your phone. It comes through.
I got it.
Just stop
Did
touching
you?
the table in
This is
general.
like the 5th time in this podcast he's had to tell you.
Second.
All right, we'll fight after.
Okay.
So if you eat this, like, is it? Do you have to chew into it, or is it like
No.
an oil that it secretes?
So it secretes some sort of oil. So if you hold it up to the light, you can see little crystals glistening on the.
And we're sure he
Sounds
hadn't just
juicy.
been eating salt and vinegar chips.
Well, apparently so.
You
He
sure?
had not been eating salt and vinegar
Okay,
chips.
right.
You sure he wasn't on some other grass?
You look.
Are you sure he wasn't in a field that made the flavouring for salt and vinegar chips?
A salt field? A
Are there
vinegar
salt-
field?
Are there fields of that?
They don't
No.
take the grass and this is salt and
That's
vinegar
right.
flavor grass.
Do you know what salt is?
I have an incredulous voice on.
When
right
you
now.
said salt field, I'm like, I don't actually know where salt comes from. Where does salt come from?
you could get it from the
ocean?
ocean. You could get it from old salt deposits that's
Right.
like dried out.
So it's like mine.
Himalayan salt.
Yeah, in the Himalayas they like mine it, so they get the pink stuff from.
The dwarves will get it.
Don't have iodized salt.
They mine too greedily.
What is that not
too
good
deep,
for you? It's like
and they all developed diabetes.
natural salt.
Isn't that sugar? Where do they get sugar from?
Canes.
Yeah,
I know that one. I know that one, guys.
plants.
Yes.
Go on.
Yeah, and so they've discovered this grass that tastes like salt and vinegar chips. My question is, which chips? Are we talking about like
Kettle?
kettle chips or
Is that really your
sea
question?
salt and vinegar chips.
Ooh.
Is that really your question after that?
yeah?
All right.
Because the salt and vinegar flavor tastes very different.
Is that all there is to this story? He just tasted his fingers and said, "These taste like salt and
There's
vinegar."
grass out there that tastes like salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
That
So
is
they-
the story.
They are investigating a bit further as to what's going on with the
Okay.
grass.
Has there been
And
any
how do we get some of that?
They
confirmation?
encourage you not to try the grass.
Do you have the geolocation?
It's in WA. So you
That
can...
does not narrow it down. That is like half.
Oh,
That's only
okay.
half the country.
Let's
right?
go.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
That's it for
All right.
Could be a
salt and vinegar chips.
tourist destination.
On to the tech news.
And you know,
Ooh.
Australia needs more tourist destinations.
Technology.
Mm.
So,
Um,
Technology.